The wilderness is an area so iconic that just hearing this sound immediately triggers your dying or death response. As a child, venturing out here was the bravest thing you could do. A lawless wasteland ruled by strangers with a high likelihood of getting stabbed. In other words, it's kind of like London. The area is sectioned off by a huge ditch, which you should probably cross by the way. There's money on the other side, and by the looks of things, it's a lot. Take in the atmosphere while you develop a phobia of white pixelated dots. Get some exercise as you try and tank a 5-minute TB from one of the sweatiest people you've ever met, more often than not resulting in your untimely death. Speaking of death, you just got de-speared into the Wilderness obelisk and you're now getting smushed into the ground by 30 guys. At least they got their 10k split. Relive your childhood by taking a trip to the KBD, only what was once a monster that inspired fear in your heart can now be AFK'd while you watch your 78th Hardcore Iron Man series. Spend an hour outside of the wilderness getting your fire cape back because you forgot to parch it. I'd make a joke about having to reacquire your Inferno cape, but the only people who could relate to that are currently in prison. Enjoy the many wilderness bosses where you can get thrown into a wall by a bear that refuses to give you his hilt, entangled into a web that will suck your prayer dry faster than playing blackjack during mass, and something every RuneScaper has been waiting for. Something else taking off their clothes that's not them.
Here we have a PVMer, one of thousands of their kind. Each day, they can be seen gathering in caves and near altars to test their strength against the many horrors of this dark and mysterious realm, sometimes even venturing to multi-combat zones when their courage allows it. Although they may seem calm and unfazed on the surface, these small creatures all share a fearful respect for the wilderness they inhabit, and for good reason. They are not alone here. The pker is a specialist hunter that preys indiscriminately on hapless PVMers across the wilderness. Their sole desire is to exert their strength over those weaker than themselves for the sake of nothing other than sheer malice. Here, one such predator can be seen binding its prey with magical spells and beginning a vicious onslaught of attacks. In this moment, it may seem that all is lost for this little PVMer. However, that doesn't mean it is willing to go down without a fight. Certain PVMers, well versed in the art of magic, will turn on their unwitting attackers, summoning the Red Skull of Vengeance to deal crushing damage at the final moment. Alas, the PKer has been foiled, defeated by what he thought was a lesser foe. The cycle of nature repeats itself. The prey has now become the hunter.
Is the lack of danger during quests starting to annoy you? Why not try completing the mage arena while that scary man stares at you menacingly waiting for you to finish your kill? Have excess gold to give away? Why not try PvPing yourself? Enter the Rev Caves where you'll stumble across hordes of bots who are 10 times harder to kill than real players and somehow better at socializing. Log into World 303 where you'll find people that haven't done anything but NH since they emerged from the womb, and weirdly enough, are very good at one-ticking all of their gear into a G-Mul spec. Anticipate none of your opponent's attacks because regardless of how much LMS you do, as soon as it's the real thing, you just panic. Freeze no one because you're brewed down right now. Want some downtime? Spend hours waiting in the same spot for someone to appear, only to not be paying attention when they eventually do. Take a gamble of whether that guy actually has a clan waiting for you in multi. Somehow, he always has. How attached are you to feeling all your fingers? Why not train prayer at the Chaos Altar? Bored of training agility in the safe area? Introducing Wilderness agility. It's the same as normal agility, only you'll be interrupted every 30 minutes and, to be honest, still probably more fun than agility. Trigger PTSD flashbacks with one simple sound cue, get nostalgic at the best moneymaker in the game, and hey, want to record this RuneScape video with me? All you need to do is bring a whip and pull this lever. Pull off the craziest escape of your whole career just to log in to the arms of another PKer? Want to do some PVMing? Remember to complain about getting killed by someone while you inhabit a zone specifically dedicated to allow others to kill you. Want to train some thieving? Why not try the Rogue's Den? Want to instantly teleport back to Lumbridge? Why not try the Rogue's Den? The wilderness peaked a long time ago. Nowadays it's mostly a barren wasteland only being kept alive by two things: bots and odor block. But even so, it would always hold a special place in my heart. Some people get their thrills from jumping out of planes. Some people get thrills from advancing their career. But me? I get my thrills from here.